What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW, and today we're going to go over 3 tips that are going to help you become a better day trader. Check it out. Well, guys, today is a day where we're getting ready for a tropical storm that's coming through. It's Tropical Storm Fred, and one of the things I do in order to get ready for that storm, right? And you would think, Jesse, what are you talking about a storm here? Well, it's all going to tie in together. One of the very first things that I do to get ready for a storm, right? Something like a tropical storm is I get my boat back here and I lift it up. On this lift, you see how it's got, how we have these, you know, it's on a lift. It's on like an elevator. So what I do is I lift it up higher than it's normally at, just because, well, sometimes you got what's called storm surge, and then you see the water down there, it'll start to creep up higher, higher, higher. So I gotta get the boat off of there, right? I gotta get the boat sometimes strapped down onto this lift itself. I go through steps in order to protect my boat, my asset, right? I go through these steps in order to protect it. Now, sometimes we start trading as new traders and we don't go over any steps at all before we jump in there. We open up, we download a Robinhood app, or we download something like that, and we throw a few $100 or a few $1,000 in there, and we just go ham into the stock market without any sort of protection. Zero, right? So like if I go through all this to protect my boat, why would I not do the same when I'm going to start as a new trader? Now, obviously, I'm not a new trader anymore. And yes, in part, I did start off similar to that when I started trading, but I also did educate myself. Now, what I'm going to do here is we're going to go over 3 steps that can help you become a better day trader. But you got to really just try them out, right? Especially if you're new. Now, step number 1, all right? Step number 1. You would normally think it's smash the like button, but it's not. What I want you to do is hold on to that. Don't even hit the like button. Don't even look at it. Wait until the end of the video. If by the end of the video you found value in this, you liked what I had to say, you learned something maybe, right? Or it confirmed something for you, then go ahead and smash the like button for me and subscribe to the channel. The very first thing that I always tell new traders is you got to get educated. You really have to get educated, and you don't have to get educated by me. You don't have to come on over to daytraderchatroom.com. Shameless plug. There's a 5-day trial down there in the description and comment section. You don't have to go through my courses. You don't have to do any of that. Right? You can find some information on YouTube. You can find somebody else to learn from if you don't like me. But I don't really care what the case is, as long as you educate yourself, as long as you get educated as a trader. Because trading is an extreme sport. It honestly is. And if you don't get educated, you're going to get hurt. Oftentimes people, they just jump into trading thinking that it's just easy peasy, lemon squeezy type thing. You download the app, you just flip through some charts and you're golden. But that's not the case. You gotta learn. You gotta learn a lot of different things. You gotta learn what a bid is, what the ask is. You gotta learn what a limit order is, what a market order is, what other conditional orders are. You gotta learn about options contracts, what type of stocks you trade, just an infinite almost amount of things you gotta learn. Otherwise, you might as well just go buy some fireworks and light that money on fire. Imagine all of a sudden you decided to become, a dentist or some other sort of doctor, or you wanted to become some sort of other professional. Maybe you even wanted to become a realtor. What do you think? You're not gonna go study, you're not gonna go learn, you're not gonna go take quizzes and tests, right, and spend hours upon hours studying the profession? What in the world makes anybody think that they can just jump into the ring and trade amongst professionals without getting educated? Now, look, I always put a huge emphasis at education at the daytraderchatroom.com. I have a bunch of courses that are all part of the programs. Like if you're a yearly member, you get access to every single course that I always drop. And they have quizzes, so we want to make sure that you learn, right? So I always put an emphasis on that stuff. Why? Because trading is like the only profession you can jump into without even ever reading a book about it. And it really just causes a lot of new traders to fail. Like they're setting themselves up for failure right out the gates. So the very first thing is get educated. The second one, guys, the second one is one that's controversial. It's controversial against many people in the trading community. It's controversial against some of my own followers. You might be watching this and you might not agree with what I'm about to say. All right. But the second one for me is trade in a paper account. trade in a paper account while you're getting educated. There's no sense in jumping in with hard-earned money right out the gates, because hard-earned money brings in emotions. And when you're learning, the last thing you need is to be dealing with emotional issues while you're trading. You want to be able to trade as much as possible like a robot. So what you want to do is, in my opinion, is open up a simulated account, something like on Thinkorswim, right, which is completely free. You open up an account with them and you're able to trade in the simulator and to practice what you're learning, what you're being educated on. So when you practice that, you want to practice it in that type of environment, so there's no stress about losing money. Especially as you learn the platform, you learn how to click orders, how to stop out, how to set stop orders, how to set limit orders, how to, use bracket orders, whatever it is that you want to use, that type of stuff, you want to be able to do it properly. And one of the easiest ways to do that is by learning how to use everything and how to practice what you're learning in courses and wherever you're getting educated from in a simulated account, so that you don't have to deal with that. Now, one thing that I always tell new traders is, don't use a simulator account like a video game and start trading with $100,000 positions when in fact you don't plan to start off with more than like $5,000 or $2,500 in your trading account. You want to make sure that you use your simulated trading account as if it were a real account. So if you're going to start trading with $5,000 and you're not going to risk more than, like, say, $50 on a trade, then make sure that you're trading like that. See, in my courses, I teach you how to manage risk, how to keep your risk per trade exactly the same. So if you're going to do that in a simulator, you want to make sure that you're doing it like if it were real money, not like it's, playing Mario Kart and you're just, it doesn't matter how many times I die or how many times I blow up an account. You want to treat it as real as possible, always, at least in my opinion, when you're trading in a simulator account. Because what you want to do is you want to set it so that that simulator account, if you don't pass, if you don't become profitable in the simulator, you don't graduate onto a real life money account. And the third thing, guys, the third thing is, I'm going to tie it right back to the boat. When somebody that doesn't know anything about trading, anything about fishing or boating, I always tell them, if you've never owned a boat, start off with a small boat. So start off with like a little 15-foot boat, a little 18-foot boat. Learn about how to fix things on your boat. Learn how to fish. Learn how to navigate, right? Learn how to operate your boat before you step it up to a little bit bigger boat, and so on and so forth. The same goes true when you're trading. In my opinion, one of the very first things one should do when they graduate from the simulated account and they start to trade in a real life money account is trade small. Now, why do I say trade small? Well, because if you don't trade small, if you're just trading to like bank right out the gates, right? If you were trading with like $50 risk on your simulator account and now you're in your live money account because you were successful in your simulator and now you're trading real money, and you go from a $50 risk in a simulator to $500 per trade risk on your live money account, you're going to blow up that account. You're going to have one or two stocks where you make a bunch of money, and then all of a sudden it's going to go downhill from there. And it's just going to go, you see how I'm going down these steps? Boom, 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 super fast. That's how your account's going to go. It's just going to catapult down and get wrecked. Now, why will that happen? Well, because you don't have the know-how, you don't have the risk tolerance, you don't have the risk management in order to get that done. So then once again, you're going to end up in the gutter and you're going to blow up an account. You're going to wonder why. Well, because you were oversized, and when you're oversized, your emotions get the best of you. You got to stick to what you were doing in the simulator. Trade small, spend some time learning these new emotions that you didn't have before while you're trading, and then little by little, in my opinion, one would scale up their risk tolerance little by little as they grow as a trader, right? No sense in just going right at it, right out the gates. So you want to do it that way, little by little, at least in my opinion. So those are my 3 tips to help you become a better day trader. So if you enjoyed that and you found value in it, make sure to smash the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you're alerted when I upload my next video, and check out the daytraderchatroom.com, link in the description section and comment section of this video, along with trade ideas, 15% off coupon code. And I hope to catch you on the next one.